He created, what was the name of that shadowy ass, creepy, terrifying ass monster from like season 2?
I know the shit that got in Will's nose. Nigga did a line of upside down. That shit was crazy as a bitch.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Cinecism. I'm Eric.
It's your boy Dante, man, and today we're going to be doing a review on Stranger Things Season 4, Part 2.
I'm glad they ran this bitch back immediately.
Yes.
I was about to be pissed off.
Very much.
Have to wait a year for this.
Absolutely.
Of course, Part 2 picks up immediately after the events of the first half of the season. The main villain, Vecna, has direct ties to 11. He's currently trying to open all these portals to unleash this weird ass world into our world. He wants everybody to be ugly, I guess.
We got the home team that's back in Hawkins, and they've actually devised a plan. It's a multiple phase plan. So a big part of it involves Max luring him in this world. She's going to lure him, and while he's distracted, they're going to kill him in the upside down, which is, it's a very interesting concept because it involves being in two places at once. Like they got a team in the upside down, and then they have a team in the actual real world. Now we get to kind of see that plan unfold in this new season, which is that bitch unfolded all right.
You know, I mean, we love this show, but I'm gonna tell you what, man, the reaching they be doing in this shit sometimes when it comes to people figuring stuff out, man, really have me scratching my head.
Yeah.
It was one instance in particular. I think it was Max that found out about the 4 chimes. I'm like, bro, who the fuck thinking about that? That ass getting floated.
Listen, bro, that's what I'm trying to. She's like, no, I heard it. So you got transported to this dark world with this meat of a man, and that's what you heard? I wouldn't have heard
meat of a man.
This Vienna sausage looking motherfucker, and all you thinking about is the chime. You heard that.
I wouldn't know how to connect the 4 chimes to the 4 deaths to 4 portals.
Yeah, it was, I mean.
Bro, I'm like, man, how y'all know it was only 4 deaths?
Yeah, right.
There's 4 deaths, or 3 deaths that y'all heard about. I don't know he killed somebody.
That's true. I heard 4 times specifically. There's been 4 deaths.
Bro.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
4 portals.
4 horsemen.
Oh my God, we gotta go.
Right.
The whole Max thing, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I like all these characters, but the way they kept on faking out Max's death was really starting to piss me off, bro. And they just would not just commit to it. It got like this close. And then when they finally killed her, I guess now 11 can just resurrect people now, huh?
I hated that. I'm gonna be real honest with you. First of all, what? She got
never displayed that.
She wasn't even there. She did it from like another city and was able to. I'm like, if she has that ability, they shouldn't be losing any fights. That was a plot point that I thought that they shouldn't have done. They should have just killed Max because they had already done it, and now she in a coma. So it's like, the fuck? She's still not gonna be involved in the story. It would have just made more sense if she died. The part with Max was heartbreaking. Even though she quote unquote lived, she is in a coma and she was blinded for a little bit, and she was broke the fuck up. I was like, wow, they really gonna do it?
I thought they was gonna commit.
Her eyes started. Once she started snapping,
a way to go out.
Yes,
and that would have been fucked up.
Absolutely,
but it would have been a better ending than what we got.
Absolutely, I agree. Poor Lucas, man. I felt for him. He got his ass whooped before that happened, and then for him to lose that fight, and then see the girl he liked.
Bro, they were in that bitch fighting like grown men.
Yeah, dude was taking it to his ass.
Bro, why do these people become so murderous? Like these regular kids. Like, why they be having it? Like,
I hate that jock dude. Yeah.
Speaking of which, the way they just casually killed him off.
Yeah, he just was dusting
that
the wind.
That shit was crazy. Like, he got... That motherfucker got split in half.
And there was no focus on him. Right, yeah. He dead.
Like these portals, though.
Yeah, right. Man, they should have committed to that, especially if they were going to bring the upside down into the real world. Anywhere they should have just killed Max, let all of that 4 chime shit be what's happening, because they ended up, the upside down is apparently encroaching on the real world anyway. So it's, to me, Max not being conscious and the upside down still being here, you still kind of got the end result, but you took the shortcut. Like you took the coward proper way out. You should have just killed off one of the main characters. I think this show is leaning towards that anyway.
I'm like, the way they be fucking these kids up, bro.
Yes.
You might as well kill them.
Absolutely.
Like,
absolutely.
Look at Will, bro.
How'd you feel about him in part 2? They still didn't address nothing.
What you mean address nothing?
They didn't say anything.
He said a lot. You saw how he was looking.
I mean, but they didn't.
I know.
That scene was weird.
You know when he was on the mic?
Yeah!
Yeah, they kept on making these undertony ass conversations.
But why did he start crying? Because they were talking about his relationship with 11. So is he crying because he likes Mike? Okay.
I think that's what they
that was what I took from it.
I can't even say hinting. I felt like they kind of been beating us over the head with it.
Okay.
That's why he been so emotional about Mike and their relationship and shit, I feel.
Okay.
This seemingly came out of nowhere to me because it's never seemed to be the case the previous season.
Granted, they were younger children then.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, discovering your sexuality can be like one of them things that can kind of hit you, I guess. But it just, for them to take that strong of a turn with his character, I wish there would have been some type of foreshadowing before. This feels very like
heavy-handed.
Absolutely. Yeah. And very plot driven-y. But it's not serving no purpose. Yeah, they're having a lot of conversations around the topic, but nobody's saying it. But you mentioned before, this is the 80s. I mean, this is a different time, which I understand. And then, like, with him being young, that's not an easy thing to address. I'm sure at probably any age, but for him to be a young kid in that time, I could imagine why it would be so difficult. I guess just fuck old boy. What was his name?
Oh, Eddie.
Yeah. Fuck Eddie. Like, no resurrection for him. He just got ate the fuck up. It is what it is.
Yeah, they did Eddie dirty.
Yeah. He didn't have to go out like that. Like, that whole self-sacrificial, was it because they would have possibly come into the real world?
I guess they were trying to drive them away from Dustin, I guess. That's the only thing I could make sense of.
That scene where he was like playing the guitar on top of that trip, that shit was hard. I'm not gonna lie. Like, he had a hard couple moments before he died. That was kind of dope. I couldn't,
80s metal ass shit.
Absolutely. Right. Then they had the lightning striking, and that shit was hard as fuck. I ain't gonna lie. I was like,
what about the final confrontation between Vecna and everybody?
Yeah. I feel like with the extent of what 11 can do and what is hinted at that he could do, them just tossing each other one single toss, then somebody get up. It's just, it's very boring. Like, just do something else. You got characters with telekinesis. I mean, have them. I mean, they did one scene where he pulled up them wooden boards and tried to throw them at her, and then she did something to like divert it.
That's the extent of your creative, murderous ability.
Yeah, right.
All this time you've been down here, bro, do something else.
Yeah, somebody just getting lifted and tossed, I think is so ridiculous.
You got tentacles and shit. What are tentacles?
Yeah, right. I was hoping for a much better showdown, but this show has never, I mean, if I'm gonna be completely transparent, this show has never really been an action show. Like, I've never seen a scene on this show. It's more character driven.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen an action scene on this show and was like, oh my God, that's crazy, pushing the envelope. So, but I would think at this point, especially if you have an adversary equal to 11, that they would have found more creative things to do. Like, it made sense when the Upside Down was just this ambiguous place with no real villains and, just the Demogorgons, but now you got a sentient dude with 11's powers, just do cool shit, man, like Magneto shit. So 11, that guy, I hate him.
Like that Papa or whatever?
I hate that.
Yo, it took so long for them to finally kill that man.
He survived way too much. Like, he's just a regular dude. Even when they finally shot him at the end with a high caliber helicopter gun, he still managed to live through that. I just was like, what the fuck?
I really thought she was gonna be the one to kill him. Like,
I thought that would have been better.
I don't understand why they ain't just her, or one would have made the most sense to be like the person. I guess they wanted to subvert expectations. I don't know. It just seemed like they would have killed him a long time ago. I guess I can understand like Stockholm syndrome type situation where you grow a connection, a relationship with your captor, basically. So I guess from that aspect, I can understand.
I thought he lived for so long, and I thought that they were so reluctant to kill him for so long. Part of me thought that he had some type of psychic ability too for a little bit. I was like, okay, maybe they a little bit scared of him because he's powerful, but he wasn't. He's just a regular dude. And when 11 hemmed him up with the powers, and then he managed to stick her with that needle or whatever. But I was like, oh, okay, so he's just a regular man. I don't know why I thought that he had them abilities, but
well, because he's still alive.
yeah, right. So Hopper's back. That was cool. Finally got to come back, see 11. That was a little bit of an emotional moment. This show got me a little bit choked up. The one when 11 saw Max in the hospital and Lucas was there, I was like, damn, this is a fucked up situation for sure. Like that kind of got me. And when Hopper came back to see 11, I was like, okay, like those emotional beats hit for me.
I just wish sometimes they would just stick with these kills sometimes.
I could see 11 dying for good. Probably. I think that needs to happen.
It's not that I want to see people die, but it just makes more sense for more people to die.
Yes.
Like, it needs to be more at stake.
We got the Upside Down now. Are you excited about it?
I wouldn't say excited.
Okay. And now they're saying that he's dead, but he's not. And you know how that goes. So I'm sure he'll be back in the next
This man was on fire and shot multiple times close range with a shotgun.
Yeah.
Why are you still alive?
Right. And they're supposed to be vulnerable to fire. I mean, we all are.
Yeah.
But they're supposed to be more vulnerable to fire than even the average person.
Stranger Things season 4 part 2. So I am kind of interested to see what they're gonna do, how they're gonna close this or finish this story off. Man, it's been a long journey. We watch these kids grow up. It's definitely time to go ahead and shut this thing down. So I wish that they would commit to some of these deaths of these main characters, man. I feel like you'll have a lot more impact with your audience if you stick killing some of these important characters off, man. Like otherwise, we're gonna kind of lose that sense of danger for them. I'm gonna give this second part of this season a 7.5. It could have been higher had they committed to some of these deaths, man.
The way that things are set up for next season with the Upside Down now in the real world, I'm very intrigued on how they're going to approach that. That's going to be really, really interesting because now people that were never involved in this, it's been kind of like a mission of the kids solely. Now the town is going to be involved. So it's going to be a lot more people that probably going to get hurt. And it should be a lot more interesting aspects to that. So we'll see. Now with Max laid up in the hospital, that's going to be kind of lame. But it's going to still be cool to see the OG team together because that was the team before Max got there. So I'm intrigued. They got my interest. I'll say that. Very interested to see how they finish it off. So I'm going to give it a 7.5 as well. I think that if you enjoyed the first part, you'll probably enjoy this part as well. I mean, it's hard to hate this show, but I think that it's definitely running a lot of the same plays.
All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in to our review of Stranger Things Chapter 4 Part 2. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And if you have any suggested reviews you'd like to see us cover, please drop a comment below.
Absolutely. And if you guys have seen part 2 of Stranger Things Season 4, please let us know what you think. How'd you feel about the showdown with Vecna? How'd you feel about Max's resurrection? How'd you feel about the character deaths? Are you getting tired of it? You cool with it? We'd also like to know what you think about the upcoming season. Some of your predictions, how you feel like it's going to go. Any character death predictions, we'd like to know that as well. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thank y'all.
Peace.